I'm not going to believe, because just as I pressed live, I've never seen that before. Owen, have you ever seen that? It's live.
We're live now.
It's live.
Wait,
It's live.
Have you?
It's live.
You're not
It's
going
live.
to do the intro.
It's fine.
You're not going to do the intro or nothing.
I was, but I think Owen made it
What have
live.
you
I
done?
didn't.
I didn't touch
press
it.
live.
I didn't blame me. I didn't touch anything.
Like
I
that.
didn't touch anything. That's you.
Owen,
That's you.
I swear to you.
Weren't me.
Welcome everybody to the full view. By the way, we're live.
We got to play the intro again.
That was insane. Absolutely insane. I swear to you, I didn't even press live.
Owen, I want you to know
That wasn't me.
exactly Owen. I want you to know that's exactly how he plays FIFA. He just does that.
Well, obviously, I was there.
Well,
I was
that's
there.
not
I saw
true,
it in
is it?
person.
exactly what he does with
true,
FIFA.
I saw it in
He
person.
just shifts the play.
Well, that's not true.
Just now,
That's
he
not
just
true.
Owen, and he said
You could have said anything else, but you used FIFA to defend yourself.
Owen,
as if-
at me.
As
FIFA.
if I'm sitting here, I ain't touched anything. He goes, "Oh, must have pressed live."
What?
No, you're the one. You were the one having connection issues, and he was sagging off KG as well, didn't he? Did you hear that,
Absolutely.
KG?
And the
He was
worst
going,
thing,
"Oh,
KG made it by the skin. We were praying for his downfall. Oh, but weirdly, I don't know how, but it has happened. We are all in here. We are all good. We can hear each other. And actually, right here, we need to give a big up to Marcel, because that comeback has been unreal.
Rambasakarish."
Yeah, that is a
Thank you,
big comeback. So welcome back, Marcel. Let's go.
Appreciate
Let's go.
you guys, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Guys.
Big up to Kenny, big up to KG, big up to Owen, and big up to all of you guys at home. Welcome to the show. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm glad we're smiling now, because actually what we're going to talk about is not funny. It's not funny. With the news, I don't know if KG even knows what's going on.
I heard. No,
Right.
I'm very comfortable.
Yeah, Kate. Right. There you go. We're gonna get into it. There has been Owen, actually, just with the story, just to give a bit of context. Obviously, with the Glazers, the news is breaking that the Glazers could potentially stay, and there is money for them to do so. Owen, what is the breaking news that happened earlier on today in the afternoon?
Yes, so Mark Ogden did a big piece from ESPN, and he said that Joel and Avram Glazer are increasingly confident of securing the outside investment that will enable them to remain as Manchester United owners and potentially double the value of the club over the next decade. The co-chairman favour new investment that will enable them to remain in charge of Old Trafford, with siblings and fellow directors Kevin, Brian, Edward and Darcy offloading their stakes in the club. So essentially, those reports that were suggesting that maybe they were looking at buying out their siblings could be accurate if this is believed to be, believed. Despite the confirmed bids from Sheikh Jassim and Ratcliffe via his Ineos group, according to ESPN, Joel and Avram believe that the potential for organic growth over the years ahead could make Manchester United worth at least £10 billion. £10 billion, much higher than that question or the reported asking price of £6. And the reason for that is they believe the value is going to go up because there's going to be a lot of increase in terms of commercial revenue, broadcast revenue. We know that obviously the Premier League just about to, they think, go into or have negotiations for a new broadcasting rights discussion with the likes of Sky Sports and BT. And then after that one, there's already been those discussions of a potential direct-to-consumer streaming app maybe in the future. So the Glazers feel with outside investment, minority investment, they're going, hey, actually, United's about to get even more wealthy. More money's going to come into the club. And those dividends, they could be dividending in the future.
What word was that?
Dividending.
Dividending. Who wants to start? Who wants to start? A lot of people get involved in the chat already. A lot of people.
I say someone else because I feel like
Marcel. Actually, you know what? We'll start with Marcel.
Yeah, we've not heard from Marcel.
You missed the whole of last week and others. So, what are you saying, man?
No, I'm good, thank you. Obviously, this interesting news regarding the Glazers now, and a new investment potentially, and two of the Glazers selling up just to free up a certain amount of funds, or basically moving on the debt burden is what it feels like almost, because it won't be the debt removed. It will still be the Glazers in charge. And that's just sad news. I remember, obviously, in the Red Room, I was speaking to Minna, just saying that the main point is that the Glazers go. We don't matter when, we don't matter how long it takes until the end of the season. We just want them to go. But if they stay in power now, we've seen for how many years of them, being ineffective in the market. I think it's kind of driven to this point where the bar's so low now, they're starting to do little things that make sense though. I mean, they've reshifted the people above Ten Hag and they're working in tandem. You know, the market this summer was good. It could have been better, but within the structure of the wages, it was okay. Yes, we overpaid for certain players, but they proved their worth throughout the course of this season, I think. Yes, I don't want to conclude it because there's still maybe a mini season left, 10, 15, 20 games, but hey, I would prefer to see them go, but I think this is speculation. It's very early. It's speculation.
Have we froze?
No, we haven't froze, Kenny.
All right.
Good, yeah.
So I think it's 14 clean sheets this season.
Yeah, we won't talk about it. It's
spectacular.
It's been better. Yeah, it's just the defense. It's not. Let's not talk about it. It's only the defense being good. So
fair enough. He's been spectacular. It's 14 clean sheets, 14 clean sheets, but he's part of a defensive unit.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations to him this season.
Or cheat. You are an absolute disgrace.
Sorry, I keep pressing that by accident.
No.
Sorry.
Come on, KG.
Come on, KG. Button sticking. It's a button sticking, KG. Button sticking.
What does clean sheets? What does clean sheets?
When he saw the 14 clean sheet yesterday, this is him.
No, KG. The only reason why I'm going to disagree with you is because what does clean sheets have to do with, or what does it? It doesn't mean that you win any titles. A cup game this season.
We're talking about
it didn't directly correlate to us winning titles. It didn't correlate to us performing in the league. It doesn't mean that you win a league. The clean sheets are in the league. We haven't won the league.
I mean, Marcel keeps moving the goalposts. 1 minute he's not good enough. Now he's good enough. Now the defense is too good. I mean,
I haven't said he's good enough, KG. Don't try that. I haven't said he's good enough.
I think Man United need to change this right now. I think Ten Hag's not going to like him in his style of football going forward. But now, Ten Hag, I like De Gea. I'm going to stay behind De Gea.
No, Marcel, I don't know. I'm not supporting De Gea. No, KG. No. I'm not supporting De Gea. I'm just saying 14 clean sheets is good. 14 clean sheets is good, bro. It's good return. But in the league,
I think you're in big trouble. I think you're in big trouble, mate. 14 clean sheets.
No.
Distribution.
Clean sheets don't just have to do with one player.
Well, let's talk about distribution then, mate.
Pardon?
Let's talk about the distro.
It's been good. The last couple of games has been solid. He's improving. Everyone within the team's improving. Everyone in the team's been improving throughout the season. Everyone's been doing well. They've had good patches. Scott's had good patches, for crying out loud. Scott's had good patches.
You know what's brilliant about this? One, we weren't supposed to be talking about this. Two, Marcel's is being in full normal character while KG's just being an actual clown. It's just, and actually Marcel's making some actual decent points. You know, yesterday, De Gea didn't have to save a shot, but his distribution was very good. But
don't even say that though, Flex. Don't even say this is the goalpost being shifted again, because when he makes saves, it's about passing. When he does good passing, it's about saves.
Did you hear mine and Cam's conversation today? You was there, weren't you? Did you hear? Oh no,
I can't remember. I was doing it on Match Day Reloaded. I was screaming the same thing. It does get shifted.
Marcel said to me,
I never shifted.
I said, Cam, this was what was really funny. And this is really off topic. We'll get back to the Glazers in 2 seconds. I said, Cam.
Already way off.
Yeah, way off. I said, Cam, oh, mate. Oh, did you see today, mate? That was distroing. And, it was really good. He goes, oh, yeah, but, mate, did you see how nervous we were from the corners? Oh, they went, we couldn't. He could. Oh, so, and I went, oh, okay, so here's some goalposts right here. Let's just move them over there then. Yeah, let's just move it. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll put 8 guys on one guy, and when he doesn't come out and catch it in a sea of players, say not good at catching.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the Glazers.
Yeah, the Glazers. Kenny, sorry about that. That was way.
No, you're okay.
Back to the original situation, what we were talking about, what Owen was saying, that the Glazers potentially, according to some reports, may think about staying, paying off their siblings to be able to do so, etc., etc. Some people talking about it's a ploy by the Glazers to drive the price up. Don't worry, don't panic. They still want to leave. It's just part of their games. Some people getting a little bit worried. Where do you stand?
Where do I stand? Is you just got to look at the facts basically, and the facts are that when they put the club up for sale, we weren't in a good place. The club itself wasn't in a good place. Now, what we're seeing over a period of 6 months since Ten Hag's come in, is you're seeing a different Manchester United, and I also look at other facts as well. Their income streams in the last quarter of last year were well down because there's no Champions League. However, the expenditure was down as well by 20 million on players' wages because we got rid of Ronaldo. So they're seeing obviously a different. We've already touched on, Marcel's already touched on some of the things about wages, and we seem to be getting things right in the transfer market, etc. There's a couple of big things that stick in my mind. I'm a cup season ticket holder, and I got an email from the club last year saying and I spoke to the club saying there is a very good chance that you will have your season ticket next year, because we always have a high turnover of season ticket sales. I thought, that's excellent. 2 weeks ago, and this is only 2 weeks ago, so think about where we were 6 months, about what we've already spoke about. I've got an email and I've spoken to the club. They've got record demand from existing season ticket holders for season tickets. There will be very few season tickets available next season. Now, that isn't because the Glazers are selling. That's because United, all of a sudden, so if fans are seeing the belief about what United could be again, are the Glazers not all of a sudden not realising and thinking, hang on a minute, all of a sudden, we've got a club that was hemorrhaging money, it was paying money, it wasn't achieving. Then all of a sudden, we've got 1 billion followers worldwide, we've got X, we've got Y. When you talk about the source of where it's come from, ESPN is an American-based, and ESPN are normally heavily into the basketball, the baseball, and all. So you can take that. I take that as a good source. Because it's come from that part of the world. They know they've got 4.
The guy who's written it, though, just to chime in there, the guy who has written it, Mark Ogden,
yeah.
he is Manchester, but he's English. He's over this side.
But he's doing it through ESPN, isn't it? He's doing it with that badge. So I'm saying, so he's getting that information. They've named the hedge funds that are interested in the article, and there's a lot of money that wants to come in. So if you're looking at it from a Glazer's point of view of where we were 12 months ago to where we are today with regards to the brand, right? The brand as a saleable commodity looks far better now than what it did 12 months ago. And they're talking about organic growth. They understand about streaming. The world's going over to streaming rights. They've mentioned in the article as well the restructuring of the traditional game. So is the Super League or the whatever we want to call it, the World League, whatever you want to call it, is that still there? And are the Glazers seeing that? Because look at Liverpool. Liverpool were talking at one time about going for sale. They're not now going for sale. They've withdrawn that. You've seen the Premier League. The Premier League chairman and our government are saying they are going to block or stop state ownership of football clubs. So do they see it that if they stay, then they will become a big part of what they are, and nobody's going to come in from Abu Dhabi in future or from Qatar or whatever to knock them down a peg or two. So the you can make common sense now or some rationale as to why they want to stay. The fact that you're going to have a massive
money, isn't it?
Yeah,
money.
Exactly. Exactly.
The root of all of their evil, money. Yeah.
Exactly. And we we're all watching everything, and we're all, such a body's quoted 5 billion. So they want 6. We don't know nobody knows apart from the Rain Group and the Glazers and the people that have put the bids in, what has actually been put in as a bid. So these bids may only be around 3-4 million. We don't know. Now, if they see organic growth and they know they can get growth through streaming rights, etc., they know the brand, as long as they can keep Eric Ten Hag in the post doing what he's doing and supporting him. And I hate to say it, apart from 70,000 fans that go to watch the game, who's screaming for a brand new football ground at £2 or £3 billion or £2 billion or whatever? So would they get away with some, repairing Old Trafford or whatever? Because, with 1 billion followers, the people watching this now, a lot of them may never even go to Old Trafford, but they're still fans. So is that such a key, thing that they have
basically,
to do
will they care about it? And they haven't cared about it, this far. And with new money coming into the league, they're going to get. Like Owen was talking about that earlier. There's the Premier League is going to probably potentially move away from the likes of Sky Sports and BT Sports, etc., become a streaming in its streaming platform within its own rights, which is record money, record sales. But
it's record, and as you've just said, it's not. People are saying Old Trafford is decaying. It's this, it's that. They're going to sell every season ticket. They've got 53,000 season tickets. They could probably sell half as many again.
Yeah,
not enough. I'm not disputing all what's being said from fan groups. I've taken on board, but looking at it from a business perspective, take your Manchester United, I love United hat off. Looking at it from a business perspective, if they've got money to come in to help clear the debt, you can build a new ground. That doesn't cost cash. You mortgage that, because it's not like paying £1 billion for footballers, where over a period of time the actual value decreases. If you build bricks and mortar, that is an asset that's going to increase over time. So they will be able to borrow against a new ground. It's not like borrowing to buy a new striker.
Well, so basically, I mean, to you, KG, what Kenny's saying is the Glazers have an opportunity to stay at the football club now, because the money that they could secure from outside investment, they could use that basically to flip it and stay. And they think that Man United is going to be worth even more, because of the revenue that's going to happen, because of Eric Ten Hag is going to make them better, etc., etc., etc. Now, do you think it's still a ploy just to raise it up? Because obviously we know if they stay, they ain't got no intentions of doing X, Y, Z, but they have got viable options where there's minority investment that can give them an injection of cash to kind of keep their head above water and keep milking us, which is concerning.
You know what? End of the day, I just think this is a great ploy from the Rain Group, to be honest. There's people that they have their sources, and the Rain Group, their main job is to make sure by the 28th, the best bid comes in. The best, they're employed by the Glazers right now to get them the best offer, to see what's out there. And it's the right time to leak information, the right time to let us know. There's 5 other guys that we don't know about. Again, this is what they need to do is we need to get the best asking price. If I've employed you guys, I want you to bring the best offers to me. Liverpool were very clever. You have to look at what happened in the market as well. Liverpool for sale. Man United said, we need to get some of that money that's out there. There's because we're the same people will potentially be approaching. There's the same billionaires. It's a select few that can come in and buy this club. If you look at information, there's no new information. This is the same information said a different way. Now they're just naming the siblings. Before they said the siblings don't want to sell. Now they just said this sibling's name, full name. They're saying exactly who these siblings are, and they need to be paid out. And that's the thing that we're talking about before. End of the day, you need to buy out the siblings. And I'm going to say, when it starts to get into exorbitant, remember what we said before, when we get into these mad fees where it's really expensive, you need to give me what I could have got. Not only do you need to give me what I could have got, I actually still need to use the other money to now fix different parts of the club. We need to stay calm because, again, papers need to be sold. Clicks need to be. This is all part of it. It's almost the ecosystem. It's the ecosystem of Man United. When I look at what Fabrizio Romano does, there's no Man United news. He'll still have a Man United bit in his videos. Why? Because we're more likely to click. We are the people, right? You go in there and he says something silly like Rashford's considering staying. We know that, Fabrizio. This wasn't even. I don't even know why he put it on the thumbnail. So you have to understand. there's something that happens in terms of. Again, it's playing the meat. It's everyone playing the media game. If I give you a story, a lot of Man United fans are going to click on that while the information is exactly the same. The Glazers may stay. The Glazers may sell. The Glazers this, the Glazers that. End of the day, if the money talks, if the offer's correct, if on the 28th, Altani, and again, you need to make these people feel as if they will walk away. You have to do that in a good negotiation. You have to let them feel that they're gonna walk away from the table at any moment, and they have options. So this is all everyone is doing is leveraging. It's like when the sporting director of Dortmund comes out and says none are available. None of our players are available. Every single time they said that, the player's been sold.
Well, it's very curious. It's very curious, isn't it? Because you think about it, you go. So what was it? Last week was round 3. We're getting round 3, aren't we, guys?
Yeah.
We get round 3 bids at the end of the month. We are now 2 weeks? 2 weeks to the day. It'll be May 1st. So it's no real coincidence, is it? 2 weeks from when the final bids come in, they go, we could stay.
Yeah.
We could stay. Those bids that have got to come in at the end of next week. Maybe we don't like any of them. Maybe we don't like any of them. You know what I mean? It's just maybe you're right, maybe. It's just a little warning. Just a little warning for out there. And it's not necessarily Mark Ogden's fault because he's just reporting what he's being told. Someone goes, they go, hey, maybe we want to get that price up. The last 2 rounds of bids we haven't been that happy with. We've said this is going to be the final round. We've said this is going to be final bids. So they go, call Mark. Call Mark Ogden. Just tell him we're thinking about staying. Because that's how it's played out. On the beginning, we said this in the media. There are going to be these back and forths. I was talking to Flex today. I've gone back and forth like 10 times whether I think they're going to sell or not at this point. I've gone, they're definitely staying. Then I've gone, they're leaving. They're leaving. When the financials actually come out and we actually see the amount of debt and they go, that sort of 500 million debt, it's now about $1 billion.
$1 billion.
And just
they're definitely leaving. And then you see stuff today and they go, maybe they'll stay. It feels very posturing, doesn't it?
Owen, always remember this. Again, when I go into like these media meetings or we have these conversations, when someone talks about organic growth, no money's been made. When I'm thinking we should have a more of an organic relationship. Let's not talk about contracts and stuff. Let's just see what happens, bro. And you're saying you're going to tell me organic growth, over someone that said, I have this money, Altani and them, man, that have this money right now. You're saying 10 years of organic growth. And what you have to hope as well, because when you talk about investors and all this other stuff, you're saying if the model right now fits. But let's look at the Premier League. How many managers keep onto their jobs? Klopp, is in a beautiful position. He's been incredibly successful. Tuchel's lost their job. People that have done more for their teams have lost their jobs. So this is not a place where you can say, as it stands right now and how it looks right now, everything's fine. But then one bad season where you're in a mad way and maybe didn't start well, injuries, this, that, and the other, Ten Hag could be in a position where, as them guys will say, maybe it's untenable. We didn't qualify.
The debt's growing organically. They go, "What? How come the debt's got bigger?" It's that organic.
You can't
organic growth of the debt.
We'll do that
organically. Organically, it's just got bigger over time.
Just KG, before you carry on, there's a lot of super chats. So I just want to make sure we don't fall massively behind and then they're out of context. Ahmed says, I was wondering why being sports pundits in Qatar were having a go at Ten Hag before the Forest game. Keegan says, Marcel, the streets haven't forgotten. David the GOAT. Ahmed says, Marcel, don't kill my vibe. Kendrick Lamar. Maxwell Smart says, agree with Marcel. We need to change the hair. He is like a fireman that is an arsonist. Oh, Jesus. Sets the fire and arrives in time to save the building. Oh, Maxwell, I disagree with that.
That really sort of criminal mindset, didn't it? Jeez.
Yeah. WJ Barrett, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, why are you biting, Marcel? Don't let them bait you.
I know, bro. I know.
WJ Barrett also says the Glazers are gone. The haggling is haggling. Basically kind of what KG is talking about. WJ Barrett also says, how are they going to fund the ground when we are 1 billion in debt already? It's all scaremongering tactics. These men are dipping. Trust me. There is no milk left for them to get. They have milked this cow far too much. They are not going to be able to stay. Ahmed says, clearly there's a media battle going on between Qatar and the Glazers, each trying to get the best deal possible. WJ Barrett says the siblings ain't wanting that money for another 10 years. Waiting for that P for another 10 years.
10 years? Are you mad?
Basically, give me the money now. Yeah, exactly.
What to sell that? What about 10 years time? Excuse me?
What? Yeah, because the Glazers think in 10 years it'll be worth double this. So just hold on.
You might not even be around to spend it, fam. 10 years. Are you mad? Give me that. Rub me my peas, fam.
Lil Yo-Yo says one of the Glazers' name is Kevin. Shame on you, KG. And Nathan Joseph says, if the Glazers sell a minority, it can only be like 18%, or they will lose the control of the club, though, ? Who's going to spend 2 billion on that? Who's going to come in and only take around 18% to have no say for like 2 billion? So yeah.
And when do they get? Because if they remember on that, just so we understand this, again, if this is an investment firm, they want their money back. So before everyone gets paid, if I pump my money into your situation, I'm looking for a return.
Yeah,
so when is that exactly? So now, not only do we have to pay everyone off, when is my money coming back to me? You know, so also why Man United, and you took that thing on the stadium. Sorry, I know I'm just dominating for a second, but there's that piece on the stadium, bro. We're not in a position. They said we are not interested in making ourselves available for the World Cup. We're not available because we can't. We won't meet the standards. So we taking ourselves out. But do you think Man United don't want to be involved in the greatest, the like big spectacles? If something's happening in the UK where stadiums can be used, they want our stadium to be used. This was the place to come before. Now they're getting other places. They're getting Spurs. Man United, they need that revenue. That's revenue that they feel they should. The only reason they want to upgrade the stadium is for revenue. Talking about go-karting, Spurs are doing a madness. They're bringing everything in. You think they don't want that? They want to leave that kind of money on the table? Absolutely not. Upgrade the stadium.
Cab says 1,009 people watching and 174 likes. Please let's smash the likes. Exactly. Interesting super chat. M&K group says, "Come on, Flex. You did mark up like a kipper. Do you mean Mark Ogden or what? I don't understand. Give me a bit more context on that one. M&K group. I don't know. Big up. And what else have we got? I think we're good for the super chats. I think we are up to wait. If the Glazers said a minority, yeah, we've read that one already from Nathan Jones. My thing is like, I did have reservations as soon as when Elliott Hedge Fund turned up. I was like, we're dealing with horrible people. We're dealing with greedy people. We're dealing with people who don't care about adversity. They don't care that nobody likes them. They don't care that they'll get run out of Manchester. They don't care that, fan unrest. That's the first thing. They don't care about that. That for me, that's why I'm like, that worries me, because when you're dealing with people who don't care about image, like I said about Joel's ponytail and stuff like that, like it's crazy. Like he doesn't care. He doesn't care about a lot of stuff if his ponytail's like that. Yeah. So it's true though. It's true. So what I'm saying is, but if I be more serious, we've seen them stay through some awful times where they haven't given a shit, taken money week in, week out. But whenever the financial quarters pass, the money's coming out up until recently, because obviously there's no money left. You give those guys a chance, a ray of light, you can stay, I tell you what, I'll give you this. We'll have our little side agreement. All American here, whatever. I will look after you. I'll scratch yours. What about you? Scratch mine. I'll give you a light 2-3 billy. That's fine. You can pay me back over this, that, and the other. For me, I just, there's something on the side that's irritating me where I'm like, this is the Glazers we're dealing with, and they are greedy so-and-sos. And I can't put on my hand on my heart 100% and say, nah, they're 100% posturing. There's no way they can stay at this football club. I can't because it's them. And that is what scares me. If I'm leaning more towards one, I'm still in the camp of, I still think more so it's the posturing and more so it will get sold. Yeah. However, it's not a clean sweep for me. I wish I could feel like UKG, where you're like, listen, it's posturing. I'm fine. Because we are dealing with highly volatile people who, again, they talk about people. Well, someone just said about David De Gea setting the fire. And yeah, David De Gea might come back to put the thing out. The Glazers are the opposite. They set the fire and stay in California, mate, or wherever they are. They don't care.
They'll let Woodward take the flak for him.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? They will exactly. They will let every person take the flak for their failings, including our football club and its results on the pitch and our stadium and our training ground and everything else. They will let everything else around them take the flak before they do. So I don't think it's that thing of like, oh, they have to sell because the fans will go crazy. Yeah, we will go crazy, but I don't think that's enough of a deterrent. Can you imagine Joel Glazer and a different Glazer sitting down a table, one of them going, Joel, you ever thought though, like the fans think this actually could be a full sale. If you don't sell, you know they're going to come down like a ton of bricks on you. You know they're going to be like Glazers out and sing more songs about you and like protest at the game. He's like, I'm going to be at Fenway Park though. Why are you telling me? I'm going to be in NFL. I'm going to be.
No, but I think they will like, and that's the thing, I just
don't think they care, KG.
No, they do,
and that scares me. That scares me.
Nah, trust me, man. It's like
driving up the price to get more money is one thing because they are greedy. Because they could equally be doing that too. Get more. So that actually is a saving grace. The fact that they're not very nice people and are greedy can work the other way around, where they're trying to get.
They're saying 10 billion. They're saying, it could be in the future worth 10 billion. Is that a case of them going because they want 6? They're trying to say to people, in the future it's worth 10. You're getting a good deal.
That's a good deal. You know what I mean? Just imagine, Flex. You know that thing when someone says, it's like what fighters do. They might take a big shot and then shake their head and be like, nah, it's fine. It's not hurting. It's
just lying.
It's hurting.
Joe Joyce sentence.
Juggernaut sentence.
Joe Joyce sentence.
We don't care about what you're going to dish out. A lot of fighters, it's a little moment that they do. We don't care that you're going to dish out. They made sure to tell us we don't care. But what they have to understand is these are the same Man United fans, because Man United fans are consistent. Yeah, they've never seen the protest like they saw before. When the people was in the stadium, in the rooms they've never seen before. When what's the name has to take these guys for a drink? Yeah, when the thing has to take all these who took them for the drink?
Yeah,
was it Richard Arnold, yeah. This ain't gonna be drink setting. They know deep down in their hearts, they know that if we U-turn right now and stay, they have to be prepared to understand.
For what though? What's gonna happen? What will happen to the Glazers? What happens if the Glazers stay? Yeah, if the Glazers went, you know what? We ain't selling.
You don't think they got duty of care to their staff, the ones that they brought in?
Duty of what?
No.
To their staff.
Duty of what?
Friends.
Bro,
friends,
this is Glazers, bro.
I'm hearing
this
you.
This is Glazers.
Flex.
Like, they don't give a... Bro, the fans ran in the... They ran on the pitch. There was cutting out netting of the goal, sitting on top of the goal. They got the Liverpool game called off.
Bro, Man United fans...
They might get 5 games called off in a row. They might get 5 games called off in a row. The Glazers don't care.
Man United fans, they do care. Let's not because when we had those games behind in lockdown, they do care. When the revenue's down, they care. And Man United fans,
people won't go to the stadium.
This is the one thing, I promise you, if this thing goes the way if they say, you know what, we're staying, this will unite the fan base like never before. All the rival fan channels
KG.
And things, this will really bring them together. But they can't do
agree.
it.
In one respect,
I don't think so, man.
I agree with what it's saying with regards to the fan base. However, April the 28th, there's going to be some form of announcement. The week after, 2 weeks after, will be the FA Cup final. If Man United was in the FA Cup final, the only way that you could protest is that if none of the fans went to the final, because that would send a message out about income. And what would have to happen, anything about new shirts coming out or whatever, there'd have to be 100% unity with the fans, not to buy tickets, not to buy merchandising, etc., etc., etc. Will that happen? I don't think it would. And I know we'll all be vociferous and we'll all be unhappy, but would you give your season ticket up next year?
If I said the Glazers munked everyone off and instead of staying, you have to.
What would you say? It's different. It's different.
No, I'm saying if the Glazers decide, check it out. If the Glazers get into the space where they say, look, guys, we're staying, we're mugging you off, because what everyone has to resign themselves to knowing is the dividends will continue. The club will not, they can't build it in the way they say they need to build it. The money will not be there in the right way. So,
but you're saying that this is going to unite the fan base. Has there been anything more divisive than this takeover process? I've seen people going at each other's throats about preferred bidders on social media when it comes to it. Let's be honest, Cage. Let's be honest. I mean, and I don't mean this as an attack on the fan base or anything like that, but nobody can agree on anything. Let's be honest. One thing we can agree on is Glazers out.
That's the only thing that.
Yeah. You're right.
All agree. Like, remember,
everyone does agree on that. Everyone does agree.
Remember, before this time, there was this big thing about.
But no one's not going to game.
One second, they said United fans, are not gonna want Qatari ownership. Yeah, remember the media was really trying to pull the thing on that one. I saw big where we use, bro, with the big flag saying Qatari in, fam. Like that's not something they want to. They said, someone tried to do one horrible article about moral, this and this, that, and the other. They want these guys in. These guys are saying, listen, it's this lot here are worse. We want to move the club forward. You guys have no intention to take the club forward. Anything but you guys. Because if Qatari went on the table, we want Jim Ratcliffe. If he went on the table, we wouldn't want that guy that wants us to give him £2 for the club. We will take anything. But
here's one, KG. Here's one for you, yeah? Think about it like this, yeah? Here's one. The main source of revenue for the football club is not match day, fans.
No.
It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's the ability. Like, I was listening to Simon Jordan ages ago. And Simon Jordan says, vociferous. Absolute Burke. He says a lot of crazy stuff, but actually, when it comes to people do the whole you're a failed football owner and stuff like that. But he can say a lot of stuff, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was along the lines of the TV packages or when you box Manchester United up as a product and put it around the world, that is the true income. Now, are you telling me that if the Glazers stay, okay, let's just paint a picture that season ticket things did go down. Let's just paint that picture, because obviously that does hurt the club. They need to sell the gate receipts every game. Old Trafford needs to be full. That is a massive part of it, but it's not the biggest. If fans packed up and went home, if they sold the rights to China and to Africa and to wherever else, to the States, etc., they make billions a year.
It's broadcast revenue. It's broadcast revenue is the one. Revenue. You look at us during COVID, and this is actually a really good indication. When we didn't have fans inside the stadium, obviously we took a hit. Every football club took a hit, but United were all right. Like, throughout the pandemic, United were fine because they still sold a shit ton of merchandise. Again, broadcasting rights and broadcasting revenues are the real driver. And that is the concern because, as I said earlier on, they're only going up because, again, and they're taking out the middleman. Obviously, in the past, it was like the Premier League. We have to sell it to a broadcast. We have to sell it to Sky or BT. They take their cut. They pay for it. They license it. Once they get to the stage where the Premier League can go direct to consumer, take out the middleman. We've got our own app. We've got our own service. Premier League make more money, and then it goes to the clubs. They make more money. And the Glazers are looking at this saying, how long's that next broadcasting rights contract for? 5 years? 5 years after that, we can make even more money.
The only issue is... Go on, Kenny.
No, how many Manchester United fans only have Sky or BT so they can watch Man United? So if Man United was direct to you through, say, MUTV, everyone would you still have Sky Sports and BT? Yeah. You may not do. So you can circumnavigate those two brands by going direct, and like I said, cutting the middleman out. And if that, these people are, they're clever people. They're very clever people. They know what's coming down the path. The Super League was the other one. The failed Super League, and that's
going to come back in some way, shape, or form. Of course, they'll try another proposition.
You look at the American ownership model, where it's about franchising and it's about having players on contract to the actual NBA or whatever, not the individual clubs. What you can do with that model is very simple. You take all the power away from the player. You take all the power away, and it goes to that brand. Right, which is a Super League or whatever, because your contract will be with a Super League, and then all of a sudden you'll have drafts. You'll be drafting players in. You'll be saying, "Well, you're going to such a team. You're going to such a team. You can have that or whatever," because we're not playing for anything. We're just playing the game of football, and we don't need to worry about Old Trafford at 73,000 because in 2 years' time we're going to our next home game against Liverpool is in Los Angeles. Or is in Thailand, and that's how they look at it. That's how they look at it. They don't look at how the actual fan who goes to the ground looks at it. They see that global potential of having games in, Thailand, in China. What? Just imagine how many people subscribe to this channel, other channels, right? From those Asian countries. You go to Old Trafford now. You go to match day. It's multicultural. It's incredible. It's incredible the number of people that are travelling in from all over the world to watch Man United. So if you can take the brand, take Manchester United and give it to them out there, your product boom explodes. Your product explodes. And Man United is a massive, massive brand, massive. And I'm not. I want rid of the Glazers. Full stop. Right. And I'll take anyone. Right, in what's being put forward, and if Jim Radcliffe, I trust in Jim Radcliffe and his group or whatever. If he wants to keep the debt and then offset it, and he wants to mortgage the ground and build a new ground, but it's on a mark, that's fine. That's fine, because I know he's in this country and he'll want to go to the matches and he'll be wanting people to shout his name. Them Glazers won't be at Wembley on Saturday. Them Glazers will not be at Wembley on Saturday. They do not care. They do not care. So I don't underestimate what they can or can't do, like Flex. But I'm also like KG. Are you going to turn £6 billion down there?
Because they're greedy, they would also want that level of money as well. It can work both ways.
But have they seen what we've seen? Are they seen in 2 years' time, the Super League? Are they seen streaming rights, direct, which is paid to the club and not through Sky and BT? We don't know that. So...
WJ,
just Kenny,
WJ Barrett was saying, "You're all wrong, bar KG. Stop panicking. Yeah. It's over." WJ Barrett is in a very comfortable position. He's said all along, no, that they're gonna sell. Don't panic. Don't worry. Red Baron says Glazers aren't clever. Glazers aren't clever. They the people they employ are clever. Let's be real. Super chat here from Ahmed says, if I was a gambler, I would bet everything I have that at least one of the Glazers are on the maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. And then it's about targeting the sponsors. And Red Baron also says it's about targeting. Usually I don't read them like this. That's why I should go back to just read them how I normally do. Red Baron says it's about targeting the sponsors with aggression. And who else? I think there's another super chat as well. KG, Ahmed says, KG, are you doing a hate along today?
Nah, talking boxing. It's a boxing evening.
Yeah, boxing. Got to talk about Joyce getting a mash up. It's
going to be huge. People.
Exactly. Just quickly, it's actually before we move on, Marcel, have you got anything to add about the Glazers before we kind of move on? Because I know that was a big. You started off the show, but there's been a big little pause there.
I agree with everyone. I agree with what everyone's saying, and I agree with KG. I'm not too worried. It's a bit of posturing, though. You know, you kind of summed it up, Flex, a little bit earlier in terms of what KG is saying in terms of the posturing, and I agree with it. I think it's posturing at the moment, and I think the Glazers will leave, and that's what we want at the end of the day. But even if they stay, I still think there's positivity and there's positive signs. Their first they had to reshuffle things at the beginning of this window, and they've done reasonably well. So let's see what they do going forward.
Don't know if Kenny was feeling that last one. WJ Barrett said, I don't know. WJ Barrett says, how many years worth of dividends is 6 billion? Basically, sort of saying, you know, how many they'll have to take a hell of a lot of dividends to get 6 billion in their lifetime. Like KG said, wouldn't really do it. A lot of people they didn't really.
Well, he's just trying to get.
I don't know if you have to clean up the context of that one, or I don't know, Marcel.
Repeat yourself again, because that kind of went over my head for a second. Were you praising the Glazers for a second there?
I was just saying that the last window that they done in the summer was reasonable. They had to reshuffle things, and it was reasonable this summer window. It's been key players. Casemiro's come in. Ericsson's been useful. Martinez has been a player of the season. This is all under their stewardship, for want of a better word. And then obviously the January window was a difficult window for us to deal with, but we done the best that we could. Ten Hag and the board are all part of that process. So there's positives in what they've done under the new regime.
It's kind of
sorry. I had to.
Yeah.
That was me. That was me that time. I did press the button.
They call you Darth Owen now, and you're like, wow, Owen.
They don't. They call me Lil Tory.
The lads call me. He's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion.
He is entitled to his opinion. It's his. That is his words, not the channel's.
Lawyer Kenny.
I'm so proud of
those
Owen.
words do represent Marcel, and not any of us four. But he is entitled to his opinion. Or the 1,253 people watching.
Well, guys, you guys can continue to sin bin me and get rid of me.
But Flex hit on it before. The fans can't agree. There's 5 people on here can't agree. So what about the other billion? What are they all saying? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. Do you know what?
It's true, isn't it?
In defense of Marcel, because he's one of us. He's my guy. So I will. Yeah, of course. That in terms of the statement, but what I believe Marcel is trying to go down the road of saying, because our transfer, I think you're attributing the positivity to the wrong, at the doorstep of the wrong people there. I would put where you're saying like that these buys have come in, have been pretty good, and the players, that's Eric Ten Hag. Like that's his recruiting. Glazers, they're spending money, but
stretch Murto and them.
Can't, the Glazers don't deserve the credit.
They got rid of the Ed Woodward. They got rid of Ed Woodward, which was the massive. I think that was the massive one.
Edward resigned. Edward would resign, by the way, because of the pressure of the Super League. Because of the pressure of the Super League, Marcel. And bear in mind that the Glazers were heavily involved in the formation of the Super League. They went to American banks to get loans for the Super League. So that's not even try that.
Yeah, and also,
I stand corrected.
And also, Marcel, it's a bit, and also it's a bit of a crazy one. Like when we got to January, and you're like, oh yeah, they did what they could do, mate. We got 4 million veg horse because the club's a shithole.
Yeah. So that window was due to them,
and that's because of the Glazers. That is all their fault.
That's because they rinsed us with the dividends and they had no more money left.
Yeah. Exactly, but
what the hell?
Right, KG's a disgrace. He's cheap. He's gone.
I'm back.
He's back.
Smash a like on the video. Newest member of the UV crew is Kay. Big up to Kay. Thank you for joining the United View Members Club. Everybody give him a big welcome as well. I wanted to just quickly, because it came up while we were live. It's really hilarious. I'm happy that's happening to KG as well. It's because he can't believe it. Look at him looking around, thinking what's going to be. Look at him.
Befuddled KG.
Are you good, KG? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Your lighting seems to have changed as well. You look like you're in a blue room or something.
Yeah,
you're right.
I've got to make some changes.
Oh, what are you doing? Mood lighting or you doing gaming? What are you doing?
Like,
just in life. Just in life. He's got to make some changes.
Introduce a new topic, man.
The nominees for the team of the season is out. It came out, right? And I'm just so a good positive is that Rashford's on there, Martinez is on there, and Luke Shaw is on there, and Casemiro is on there. Okay, that's fair. Good. They should be.
Yeah,
they should be.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes is not on there, and David De Gea is not on there. But in the case of those players, David De Gea is not on there. But let me tell you some of the players that are on there instead of Bruno and David De Gea. Yeah, that's with David De Gea. Yeah, Kepa is on there. Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, don't get me wrong. He's probably had to face about he's had to face about 1 billion shots. But look at the state of then. You know what? Put the Bournemouth keeper on there then, because they've got peppered as well, and their keepers probably have to make loads of saves. Put the flipping put Leicester's keeper on there. And actually, speaking of Leicester, James Maddison is on there, and Bruno is not. And look
also
at the state
as well,
of Leicester.
Højbjerg's there, and Bruno's not.
Bentancur, who's been injured for about 8 months, is on there, and Bruno is not on there. So I'm not even saying Bruno has to win this award or not, but look at the players that are Bentancur, Højbjerg, even Bruno Guimaraes is on there. Like, what's going on? How is Bruno not on there?
Are they there for a specific position, or is it just a general?
Yeah. This is out of the midfielders. I'm just going through the midfielders because it's Bruno and De Gea that are not there. Out of the defenders, so we've got Martinez on there and we've got Shaw on there.
Right.
Christian Romero's on there. Bloody hell! What?
So who's the keepers ahead of who's the keepers ahead of De Gea?
So the keepers ahead of De Gea is Nick Pope, who De Gea's got more clean sheets than. Aaron Ramsdale, his team's top of the league.
He's got more clean sheets than everyone, Flex. He's top of it.
Well, yeah, there you go. Alisson, Liverpool falling off a cliff, and a third
can't be
position. They're in the
Leno at Fulham is on there. Leno, yeah. Burned Leno is on there. And Kepa is on there. Make that make sense.
Wait, and I apologies to Ken in it. I know there's a Liverpool fan here in it, but you know Alisson doesn't deserve to be on that list. You know Bernd Leno doesn't deserve to be on that list. You know
over De Gea, nah.
Are you mad?
No.
But that's it. Is you got to ask yourself who's
Leno. Like Fulham, don't get me wrong, they've done nice this season, and I get what Leno's had a better season than David De Gea. Is that what's going on here?
Well, Kepa. Chelsea,
Kepa,
I mean,
honestly.
to a man, Chelsea have been, I think the best way to describe it is shit this season. I was going to say shit, Kenny. Shit this season. They've been terrible this season.
They've been poor.
I thought they were poor. I thought they were poor, Kenny.
On the list, like on the list, is there so many from each team?
No, it's just. Well, Man City got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Ruben did. Man City got 5 on there, so it can't be that. We've only got 3.
I just thought they had to distribute it a bit more. Do you
Spurs
know?
Spurs have got Kane, Bentancur, and Højbjerg and Romero on there, so it can't just be.
Never.
Because even in attackers, like Ivan Toney,
Ben Mee's in there.
Ivan Toney's not in attackers. Like that's
Ivan Toney's not there. But Almiron's there, and he's had a decent season.
Darwin Nunez is in there.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. So there's some that you can't argue with, but there's
He's been on the bench the last 3 games.
To say questionable, obviously, like Solly March has done really well this year at Brighton. Matoma's done amazing. Fair play, Alexis McAllister. Brighton been, Rodri, Casemiro, De Bruyne, Odegaard, cool. But even Paulina at Fulham, you know what? This is just the nominees as well. This isn't like the top 5 or whatever. Trippier's been really good. Botman's been really good. Zinchenko, cool. Thiago Silva, cool. Even though Chelsea have been terrible, but he's still always wicked.
Chelsea are shit.
And he's been injured. But no Chelsea players should really be on. Kai Havertz. Oh, no.
Nah.
It's winding you up.
Oh, my God. No, Kai Havertz is on there underneath Ollie Watkins. Kai Havertz is on there.
Ollie Watkins has been all right.
Shai Havertz is on there. The guy can't score for love nor money.
Yeah, that's
Oh, my God.
I can't believe
Chelsea getting Kai Havertz in there.
They might as well put Weghorst on there, fam, and just make it just complete, fam.
If Kai Havertz is on there, then Garnacho should be on there.
Then Marcel should be on there.
Nah, chill.
He's been effective this season. He's scored more.
Yeah, but you've got to play 6 games in a season.
I can't believe there's Chelsea or Liverpool players in there. I can't believe it. They've been shit all season.
It's political. It's political.
It literally is. And Ollie Watkins, obviously, he's done really well, obviously, since the World Cup. So, he's, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
He's done really well. But, bloody hell, that is a wild list. So, yeah, there's no Bruno Fernandes on there. And it ain't just because he's our guy, we're like, we want him to win everything. But that, if I look at the list and go, oh, you know what? All right, fair play. But when I see Højbjerg, basic, generic, run-around shithouse Højbjerg, who's crap. Bentancur has been injured for most of the season. I'm seeing them man on there instead of him. Kai Havertz. Nah, mate. Put Bruno instead of Kai Havertz. Put him in the forwards if you want.
Darwin Nunez. What's he done? Oh.
Crazy.
No.
Unbelievable.
It's a disgrace. It's a cheat, KG.
I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And in the last sort of 8 minutes, guys, we stabilized a bit after, when we came out of that period where we hadn't won a Premier League game after the 7-0. So we didn't beat Southampton. We didn't beat Newcastle. It was getting very tight in and amongst that 4th, 5th, 3rd, etc. And you're like, we're in a bit of trouble here. Now we're 6 points ahead of Spurs with a game in hand and 3 points ahead of Newcastle, having played the same. That's good. But now we enter into a real season-defining week. I know I feel like I say that at the beginning of a lot of weeks.
You say that every week.
This is but this literally, it is that. But I mean, like literally, as in you're in or out. You're in or out after these 2 games. No, but these like in top 4, you can slip up. You might draw a game. You're like, oh, it's disappointing or
There's
whatever.
twist and turns still to
This
come.
this is you're in or you're out. If we don't beat
Yeah.
Sevilla and we lose, we cannot win the Europa League. If we do not beat Brighton, we cannot win the FA Cup. This is a big week. This is in or out territory. This is tournament football, cup football. Sorry. How are we feeling? I do say every week they're massive games. They are, but this when it's cup though, that is it. It's win or bust, isn't it? KG, how are you feeling about Sevilla and Brighton?
Nervous a little bit. I'm nervous just on the fact that I'm not in the country. That just scares me. Just on that one. But it's not my fault. I got a family issue. I got to get to Nigeria.
I'm not going to get on you for this one.
Yeah. So you can't. This one, I'm innocent. But yeah, I'm only nervous on that. But then I saw what the team is. I saw what the team's looking like, bro. Yes, Maguire is one of the most scary defenders in world football. Yes, Mr. I don't have to prove myself and stuff, but I need him to turn up. Big game, huge game coming up. Like I can't. And I just don't trust him.
It's a tough place to go, man.
I don't trust him, but I trust my team. I trust my manager. Again, they need to be. We can't carry there can be no passengers. But Man United scored all the goals. You have to remind yourself. Against Sevilla, we scored all the goals. They weren't dangerous. Yes,
but now it's at home, and now it's about the mentality. Like one game, they've got the crowd up, hostile. We're missing a few players. The heritage that they have, the football heritage.
It doesn't matter.
We have in this competition.
We have to lean on our heritage as a big club and say, look, we got to put these guys out. If we can't beat them, we don't deserve silverware. Simple as that. If you're afraid of Brighton, you don't deserve to. Again, I heard our manager talk the other day, and I love it. I love how he sounds. The sound bites from the manager are fantastic. He says, listen, there's no excuses at this club. I can't say because this player's not there, I can't win. This is the expectation. Someone tried to get Bruno to choose one thing, like top 4 or this or that. He said, I can't choose. Like I want all of them. And that's got to be the mentality. Man United got to feel that we can go to Sevilla and get the job done. So I'm backing the boys to do it. I believe we can do it. I think it's going to be a physical battle. We just have to be smart. The IQ on the pitch in terms of dealing, because these guys were very clever in terms of looking for the players to get sent off, looking for a reaction from the keeper. Man United need to walk that line very carefully.
Okay. Marcel, give me your quick prediction for this week.
No skipper, bro. There's no Bruno. There's no Bruno. We're missing Bruno. Martinez injured at the end of the Seville game. Massive misses.
Sabitzer as well, question mark.
It's question mark again. Pull up just before the game against last game the other day against Forest. It's a massive issue for us, man. And I was worried about the Seville game at home. I was speaking to Minna in the Red Room. I was saying, listen, I'm worried about this game. She was very confident about the game, but we finished up 2-2.
And it was largely a really good performance. Well, I'll say largely.
The first half was brilliant. The first half was wonderful,
and we were dominant. And then the capitulation.
We're not killing teams.
And this whole season, our Achilles heel has been away from home. We've been brilliant at Old Trafford, but it's away from home, and now it's an uncomfortable Spanish environment. Like you just mentioned, Fleck, man, this is their competition. This is Seville's competition. So you're playing a team that understand the requirements in this competition and playing on the Thursday nights. I'm worried about that. But to be honest with you, I'm even more worried about Brighton, because Brighton are a Premier League side. And they're a good Premier League side this season. Got a couple good wingers, that McAllister and the 10's brilliant. Hey, I'm a bit worried, man. I'm a bit worried. So, yeah.
Kenny, quick prediction for the week.
Quick prediction for the week: we'll beat Sevilla because we're a far better team than them. I'm concerned about Brighton because if you look at the Brighton stats going forward, with possession, with shots on target, shots at goal, possession in the opposition box, number of touches in the opposition box, the top most of the charts in the Premier League. So whilst we're more than capable of scoring goals against them, I'm really concerned about our back 4 at Wembley, because if Brighton are allowed to run, they will run hard. And they run out. If you look at the running stats, they're very, very good. Plus, what we cannot afford in any of the games is to go over 90 minutes because we do not have the legs in the team with Ericsson, with Vegas or whatever. We're struggling to get 90 minutes out of them, let alone.
And actually, in both games,
both of them could both go to. Exactly.
I didn't even think about that once at all. Actually, I just wanted to get it done.
That's a concern.
Yeah.
So if we go to civilian, we play injury time or extra time. Do you know, on Thursday, and then go to Wembley, that pitch at Wembley against a team that is super fit. They've got the best running stats in the league. We could be in trouble against Brighton. And
Wamby against Matoma?
Well, but the good thing is that young Ferguson won't be playing for them. Young Ferguson won't be playing.
Yeah, he won't be,
So,
exactly.
we could be up against Welbeck. So,
2 really quick super chats before I get Owen's prediction. KG, hold on a second. I think that's, let me go back up. Okay, so Red Baron says Marcel is like Marcel is like the last dopamine cell when every other dopamine cell gave up and went home. WJ Barris says once KG sin-bin me on his channel and I have now lost all confidence. That was nothing, Marcel. KG.
I didn't do it, bro. I didn't sin-bin Marcel today.
Kevin says I think it's for FIFA, the game, not the actual league. Yeah, that player nomination. Kristen, been a member for 10 months. Big up to you. Says this week is now penultimate for the players coming in. Time to fight for their futures at United. Red Baron says the top 4 is a dream for me this season. The cups are just a bonus. Call me crazy. Well, yeah, we got 1 cup, but we obviously if you ask me top 4 over any of these other cups, I still would take the top 4. I know if you win the Europa League, it gets you in there. So, but you'd have to finish outside of the top 4 first and then bank on winning that. I would rather just get in the top 4. I think it's so important for the next stage of what we want to do. And Gareth L says, we will be fine this week. These players earn enough money. They need to perform. Football should really start docking players' salary for underperforming. And that was Gareth's first super chat. He went absolutely in on that one. Really quickly, Owen, predictions for this week. We're going to be all right?
I think we'll beat Sevilla. I know people are concerned, but I really wasn't impressed by them. And I do think that whilst we haven't been good away from home this season, we have done well away from home in the Europa League. So I think, especially in Spain, right? So we haven't lost away in Spain in the Europa League this season. So I think that'll continue. Sunday, that's going to be tough. That is going to be really, really tough. I think we'll just about edge it, more so because of recent experience of being at Wembley. I think that might just edge it for us. But that's going to be really tight. But I still think our season's going to be defined. Maybe not on these games this weekend, but some of the more big away games we still have in the Premier League. I think that's going to be the really challenging one.
Ahmed, sorry about that, Ahmed. I missed that out. I did start reading it, and then I just went to the next one. Apologies, bro. Says KG would be proud. I got clipped on DR Sports having a cheeky dig on Arsenal and Ty.
That's what we want to see.
So,
that's
exactly.
Fantastic.
And Lux Hill says, Owen, we miss you at UVHQ, broski. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Me and Josh are out to Seville tomorrow morning, early doors, early start. Gonna get that content for you guys, and enjoy it. It's like 31 degrees out there. It's baking hot. It's going to be hopefully a good trip, but I am extremely nervous about this game.
I'm a very nervous fan. The goals on the thing.
I won't touch anything. And yeah, I'm nervous. I'm really, really nervous about this Sevilla game. I really am. I know that they're not very good, but
that's good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. There will be a Flexing KG show as well at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Me and KG are going to go and record that very shortly. So don't worry, you're still going to get your dose of that as well. So yeah, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we'll see you again with more content tomorrow. And hopefully some more positive news away from this takeover thing, because that was a little bit of a downer today. But it's going to be swings and roundabouts. It's going to be swings and roundabouts. Take care, guys. Peace.
Take care, everyone.